Hey guys, we're back in Path of Exile. We're still playing Standard. It's been about a day since we played this game last. I didn't realize that map was going to be so small, so we got to get used to playing again.
Another damn god.
Played Ori all day yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's listen to what Tarkley has to say.
A primitive deity from a primitive time, crawling up out of the dirt with a view to enslaving us all with its creeping, bloody offspring. I think we could all do without gods like that. So here, take something for the road ahead. The way things are going, it'll be a tough one.
I didn't even remember doing that quest, Defeat the Puppet Mistress. I'll have to go back and watch the last video to see what we did to deserve that, but I'm sure we earned it. Certainly. Let's pick up this dexterity. I really would like to equip this helm here. I was looking at this right before I started recording. And actually it looks like we can do it now, which... we didn't do that for so long. Could probably add a support gem in here. Let's look for, yeah, minion damage. Is perfect. Now our skeletons will hit a little bit harder. Let's see. How to play the video game.
Hello, Exile.
Actually, how much HP did we lose by? We gained a little bit of XP, or a little bit of HP and a little bit of shield. So that's the one we want to roll with. Let's drop this all off here too. Let's see. All the way back here, I guess we have to go all the way down through there, and this is for Aberith, I'm guessing? No, Aberith, which is the optional one, is here. I think we want to do this before we go marching towards the end of the X6 here. It's good to be back into this game. I'm still kind of bummed we're not playing hardcore. We did the best we could, what we had, and we're going to learn. Get to the end of the game, we'll learn as much as we can, and we'll move on. I learned a couple things since last we played. There's a way to turn on modifiers to show you what kind of drop is when you hit the Alt key. But you have to turn it on in the UI options, and that'll show you the prefixes and the suffixes associated with each item. You can see there's an implicit modifier. Like see on the belt there, it's got the strength. Every item has an implicit modifier and 6 explicit modifiers, or up to 6, which can only be 3 prefixes and 3 suffixes. So if you look at this belt here, we have 3 prefixes on here and 2 suffixes, one of which we crafted. And this is kind of confusing. I'm going kind of quick, and I don't completely understand it either. Just point that out. Which should mean we should be able to craft one more suffix onto here, which is not necessarily bad, because we get to control it. Then there's the roll that you can get, as you can see, 8 to 6 to 11% on the fire resist. That's because it's a tier 8 suffix roll that we got, and then inside of that we hit 8%, which is kind of low for a tier 8. And I think the higher the item level, the higher the tier is potentially. This is where I kind of get confused with this part of it, because tier 4 could be tier 1 for certain aspects or certain prefixes or suffixes associated with a certain piece of armor. It actually gets really complicated, and there's a companion website that you can use to sort through it, and that's going to take some getting used to if we're really going to dig into this game, but that's how that system works. Kind of. I may have butchered some of that. Why is this so small? This shouldn't be that small. I mean, it doesn't really bother me. Actually, it looks better that way, if I'm being honest. You should have noticed that our audio has improved a little bit from the last recording, as well as the video should have been improved the last 2 episodes, but now the audio should be improving every episode as I try to tweak it more and more, each episode to sound better. We're just cleaning up some of the background noise and equalizing some of the highs and the lows so it doesn't sound like when I yell because I'm upset about something or I'm spooked by the spooky boys. I'm not blowing your guys' eardrums out. That kind of stuff. Be flask. Let's get some... let's just stand in some poison here. I saw on Reddit today that the Grinding Gear Games company will be on short hiatus for the virus that just happened. That guy popped up out of nowhere. I don't know how I feel about that. For the virus, they're going to be working from home, and so that's going to take them a little bit of time to get that infrastructure set up so they can, access all their files that they have available at work. And some of you guys that work in the industry might, well, I mean, you know how it is. So yeah, they're setting up all that, and so they're not sure how long some of the changes that they had promised to start working on in their manifesto were going to take to finish. But they are working on it, and they said they should have some changes for the graphics. Actually, the graphics look better today, even though I thought I had the problem fixed 2 days ago, or they had fixed something. They look better today than they have. Actually, and it's running smoother than it has since I've been playing it for the 2 weeks I've been playing. Or I think we're at 3 weeks now. This is episode 28 or so, so it's been we've been playing this game for a month now. Yeah, we're still so terrible at it. In my defense, it is a pretty deep game, and we have to keep starting over thanks to the hardcore aspect of it. I feel like we're missing minions here. We're playing real bad since we're just warming up, or real slow rather. I don't think we're playing bad necessarily. So anyway, they said they put a post there, and then they probably made a tweet too that they were going to be working from home and still working on some of the performance issues that some players are having with the game currently. So they will address that. I did see, just before I started this episode, because I wanted to talk about this, I think they were, Positive Grinding Gear Games is a New Zealand-based company. I just had to double check that. I thought that's where they were located at. Oddly enough, I'm just showing a little bit of my ignorance here. I wasn't aware of exactly where New Zealand was located. In fact, if I had to guess before I looked it up for this episode, I would have guessed somewhere not close to where they were. They're located, well, New Zealand is located off the south eastern coast of Australia. Southeastern coast of Australia. So that just shows you my lack of education, or my poor geography knowledge. But I learned something. That's the important thing in life. If you, as long as you're willing to admit your ignorance and always try to learn something. I mean, nobody was born knowing everything, and just always try to pick up new information. Retaining information is difficult for me. Like, I'm sure I'll forget where New Zealand's at tomorrow. Well, actually, I probably won't. Like I was saying it might have been a couple episodes ago, I've noticed that because I have to talk about these things publicly, or vocally, I mean, to actually say them out loud, it's becoming easier to retain information, I think, anyway. It's like the saying that the teacher that teaches things, they tend to know the subject really well because they have to, one, they have to really know the subject that they're going to teach to somebody else, and if they have to say it out loud and talk about it, it's kind of reinforcing the concept in their mind. But anyway, so their government, New Zealand's government, went on shutdown for the virus today. It's kind of dating this episode a little bit, but that's okay. My state, actually, I live in the state of Ohio. They went on shutdown as well. See this corrupted zone here? We're kind of just meandering around the map right now. Just talking, trying to get warmed up. Which might be annoying to some, but to give us a minute here. I'm trying to think if there was any other interesting news about the game. Not that I'm aware of. I think everything, all the negative... Well, I say negative, like, there was a lot of negative stuff. I think most of the issues from the Delirium patch release have been ironed out. I believe, anyway. I'm not experiencing any problems anymore. For sure. In fact, pretty impressed with how smooth the game's running right now. If the audio's gotten worse since the last episode, you guys will have to let me know. It shouldn't have, though. It should actually be significantly better.
Too much clutter.
Carrying a lot of clutter. I feel like we already did this corrupted area. Maybe last episode? Sacrifice. Oh, I missed the sacrifice of Dawn. That's okay. I'm sure we'll get plenty of those. So this is where we were supposed to go at the Prisoner's Gate. Is this the Prisoner's Gate over here? Or I feel like that was the Prisoner's Gate. Let's see what this is over here. That's the Valley of the Fire Drinker. Did we go in there? I don't think we've been here yet. Oh, is this where the boss is? Okay, well, that's right. That's okay, we can do this boss again. He wasn't too difficult, if I remember right. Actually, did we... I'm not sure we fought this guy. I thought this was the totem summoning guy, but... the more we're going through it, it's definitely not the totem guy. Okay, so now... Yep, I see it. I really do need to get me one of those, I guess we just keep going? To the Clover Pass? Is this guy coming back out? Doesn't look like he is. I guess we keep going. There's really not... Where did this take us? Oh, I guess we're kind of in the same area? Maybe this is the right way to do this optional quest. This kind of feels like the way you're supposed to go to continue the main storyline, though. Valley of the Soul Drinkers. Sure. Not too bad. That. Oh, this was one of the three that Sin wanted us to get, wasn't it? I'm remembering now. Pick that up. His gloves look okay. I really don't want to drop that on the ground, though. I think I'm going to regret not picking those up if I don't pick them up. So let's do that. I'm going to drop this, this bad staff here. So that was the optional one. And then we get a new talent here. So what were we using? We were using 3 charges every 3 seconds if we haven't used our life flask recently. 5% reduced fire damage while moving. Unaffected by burning ground. I think we're going to go with that. That's probably like the pinnacle one because we're gonna have to fight somebody fire-based here. Just guessing. Talk to Bestial for a reward? Absolutely. It's good to be back in this game. I have been thinking, well, I was thinking about it yesterday. I'm excited to finish it. Or at least finish the main act, right? Let's sell our items here real quick. That actually looks... Forgot you can't compare when... No, I guess you can't compare flask at all. It's not great, actually, that one. 20% less fire damage. I'm not crazy about those. This is a slightly better item level. We don't have the dex for it anyway, so... 24% increased movement speed feels good. You gain a power charge on use. Actually, this seems really good. I think power charges are like... just damage boosters, maybe? I know they're good, I need to figure it out, but this is probably really good and we should be using it a lot more than we are. Probably kind of goofing up there. Okay, so that was a high roll on mana there. It's tier 6 mana. But we got a combo, kind of a bad roll on the ones we have. This will give us 1 prefix and 1 suffix mod that we can put on it. I think. It rolled high. That 1 to 2 fire damage seems awful though. And what does our stats go to if we put that on? Slightly down, but we get some linkage, and let's just double check our theory on this and go see if we can put 1 prefix and 1 suffix, I believe, on this. I know we'll get at least one thing we can craft onto it. But maybe potentially 2? Or maybe that's the benefit of wanting to at least get 5 rolls on a piece of gear. If they have 4, it's just not very good. And life, I think, is one of the best ones you can put on here. 6 to 9 all attribute seems alright though. It already has this mod type. Okay, well, we'll craft that. Yes, so oh no, you can only put 1 on, I guess. And then we wind up with 3 prefixes and 2 suffixes. So you do want to try to get the 6 suffix modded piece of gear. I still think that's an upgrade, especially once we've now that we've crafted it. So you craft 1 item per item, or craft 1. It's weird to call that crafting. Like when I think of crafting, I think of making an item. I mean, this has a lot. Why does this have so much stuff on it? 3 prefixes, 3 suffixes, and a random increased stun block recovery? Strange to me. And these actually seem pretty... Yeah, these actually seem really good. Increased evasion and energy shield. 20 intellect with lightning resistance. Yeah, these seem amazing. The bad part is they don't have... It winds up being not that much better. I said amazing. But then you wind up having to try to fish out 2 more sockets, so I don't want to mess with it, to be honest with you guys.
The old goat's turned up his tootsies, has he? Oh, wait! I feel a poem coming on. Through the bleating flock, our exile did wave, over hoof and horn and goat blood spray, until at last an audience with old King Billy, or the Cloven One, or Avalon, and other names just as silly. Dine with me, friend. Old Billy did growl.
I guess bestial. It's kind of a character there, isn't he? We don't actually have the inventory space for this. Let's dump it out. Skill point. Always take a skill point. Yeah, I'll pick up some more dexterity, which seems strange, but we're going for that gem socket there.
Not right now.
We didn't want to sell any of the rest of the stuff. I feel like we're making a ton of mistakes still, but it's just going to have to be the way it is. Sporting skills have a 4% reduced mana cost. Sporting skills spend life instead of mana. That seems dangerous. That seems like we can get ourselves in trouble with that. Summon skeletons, that's a classic. Okay. Darklight, you got anything for us? No? And then I guess there's 2 quests here. The Lord's Labyrinth. Okay, that's just a random one. I guess we go back here and try to do go through the southern forest to get to wherever it is we're supposed to go. We're doing the Brine King, maybe? Or the Blight King? The quest with the Siren, Mervell. I can't remember what that enemy's name was. I think that's what this is. Cavern of Anger. Yeah, that feels right. Port bugs with the /bug check command. I don't think I've actually seen any bugs since I've been playing. Off the top of my head, I can't think of it. I'm sure there has been some, but I don't know. Are we missing any minions? Oh, we can carry 3 of those now. Looks like. Make sure this is still 6. Yep, 6 we need our Holy Relic, and we've got our resistances up. Okay. I think we're good to go. I'm excited to play the end game, especially now that. See, I can feel myself falling into a trap, guys. It's the old. It's okay to play non-hardcore, and by the way, it is okay to play non-hardcore if that's what you're into. But I could see myself saying that, oh, there's a lot of content here. I'll just keep grinding out the normal base game and just play that instead. And I do not want to do that. I don't want to fall into the trap of doing that. If that's what you want to do, I mean, that's all fine and well. I have no problems with that. That's what people want to do. We like to die over and over again in our video games. But I could see myself falling into the trap of just doing that. Just as an aside, I think the last episode or the episode before this, or before the last, I had mentioned that maybe I would start leveling, or not mention, this is what I was going to do. Start leveling another hardcore character outside of this series that we would have try to catch up to the main series, and then just switch back to that one, you know, presuming it didn't die, and then if it did die, we would just continue to play this one, and then maybe move on when we kind of got bored. And I would still continue to work on the hardcore character, and if we ever got to the end game, you guys get what I'm saying, if I got to the end game, we would just pick it back up with a hardcore character. Can you go on the... no? But I haven't started doing that yet. I have no hardcore characters in the making as of this recording. And to be honest with you, I had forgotten. Completely forgot about it. Up until just now. So that's where the note-taking thing is pretty important, and I still don't have a way to do that either. I forgot about that. So it's kind of a vicious cycle here where I forget about things. It's the pretty lights, guys. I get distracted very easily with so many different things. But I'm going to come up with a system to take notes. In fact, I make a promise to you guys. Actually, let's pause for a second. Hang on, I can actually just open up a notepad on my second monitor here. Make a text document. We'll call it do stuff. You guys can't see it because my recording software is only picking up Path of Exile. We'll say make easy note-taking system for when recording these. Masking myself very nicely there. Okay, so I will remember to do it. That's actually not a bad system there. I could just have Notepad open. We will have to pause the episode to do that. Maybe I can come up with something a little bit better than that, but at least we have something. I've always wanted a foot pedal for gaming. This is going to sound kind of funny. I know some players used to use them. Well, some players use foot pedals. That's just what they do. I always thought it was kind of a neat idea for games with lots of buttons. It'd be kind of nice to have one just to record thoughts while I'm recording gameplay footage. That I could I use that on my foot pedal. Maybe I got a ton of keys. I could probably just use a key. I have a separate recording that I can just play back. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to do it. Have a hotkey. It records a small subset of audio while it's being pressed down. It's probably easy enough to set up too. Just as an aside to the foot pedal thing, I always thought that was cool. It's almost like you're driving a car, but you're driving whatever game you're playing, a character. Letter fragment. I beg of you, Mercuto. If you have any care for the friendship we once had, grant me this one favor. It is true I have my own boat, but that is for hauling in fish. It is not fit to travel the waters I must navigate. My wife needs me, my friend. I know it reeks of madness, but Abi has been taken, kidnapped by the king of the brine himself. I fear, too, that he intends to make her one of his fishwives, just as the old stories warned us. Please, Mercuto, I've heard tell of your success as a merchant in recent years. Surely you can spare one ship. Let me voyage out and rescue her, or at least bring her body back to rest on dry land. Help me silence the insanity of my own mind. Every night I dream of pale, slime-slick creatures that pursue my boat through the thick, dark waters. I try not to look at them, but I also do. And they look back, their eyes wide with sadness and longing. They're not eyes born of the sea, Mercuto. God help me. They are Abi's eyes. Benric of Gultan. It's a little bit dire there, isn't it? Now, she's probably a long siren at this point. So it was the King of the Brine. I was going to say, pointed out as I was reading it, but I've already forgotten. So much for that theory of information retention, because I'm having to say it out loud to reinforce it. Although I do still remember where New Zealand is on the map. I hear that's a beautiful country, New Zealand. I have never been, though. Would that be bad if I had been and didn't know where it was on a map? That'd probably be even worse. We'll have to play. There's a game I saw some YouTubers and streamers playing last year where you would take and I think the Game Grumps channel did it as well, which might be where I'm remembering it from. Might be the only spot I saw it, actually. They played like a geography quiz game of Europe, which I'm sure I would embarrass myself, but I'm more than willing to do that, show my own ignorance, and maybe we'll learn something by having to play it in front of everybody. Maybe I'll give myself a couple days to study, and then we can take the quiz. Probably wouldn't do that well on the U.S. one, to be honest with you. It might do okay, but it's still going to be embarrassing, probably either way. We'll do it, though. I don't know when we'll do it, but we will do it at some point. Sounds like fun. Poor geography skills are not indicative of the U.S. education system as much as they are my own inability to remember where stuff's located. I promise. Actually, that's a promise I can't really make. Ivory bow. I feel like it's because it's got so many sockets on it, maybe? Actually, that's probably a decent bow to pick up that kind of stuff, because we have items to turn that into a rare. I mean, obviously we don't want a bow, but any common item that drops. There's a lot of sockets on it like that. We definitely want to pick it up. Although I think in order to do that, that's like the main currency of the game for buying and selling stuff at the end of the game. Orbs of Chaos or something like that. Life and Mana. I'm kind of waffling here, aiming, blindly. Hoping we're just gonna hopefully. The word is hopefully. Hoping we just get to the quest point here at some point. I think we will. I like this mechanic here, though. We have to stay inside the area. I know I've said that before in the Ascendancy Trials. There's one. What are we, 58? Yeah, a little bit of damage there at the end, but not too bad. Let's see if I can hit this skill point. Nah. I was gonna say do the skill point while this thing was moving and finish putting it in before we got pulled out. Did that go in? So now I've changed my mind about what this outline means, because that's only three sockets. We don't know. We'll have to look it up at some point. Probably sooner than later would be beneficial. It's a weird looking flask there. Where are we trying to go? It looks like it's a quest item over here. Oh, I have to put this one in too. Push the fuel carts in the position to refuel the beacon. For the Brine King. There it is. Chaos Orb. That's the good stuff there.
Too much clutter.
That's the premium. Yeah, these guys here. Reforge is a rare item with new random modifiers, so I guess the rare items are the ones you're going to use mostly at the end of the game. It's the unique items aren't really the end all, which is strange to me, but I guess that's the way that is. I guess we should go up this way. So being able to reroll the suffixes and prefixes on there is probably really good. Talk to Whalem Roth. Alright. What do you got for us, Whalem? Let's increase the sound of the dialogues here a little bit. They're a little bit low for my taste. I'm also going to boost that volume a little bit of the background noise. Well, you guys won't be able to tell the difference.
Don't think I'm going to be mauling and chaining after your sorry ass once our journey to the river is done.
Is he taking us? Just take us to the island here so we can probably die to the Brine King. He's got a quest for us?
Right, well on with it then. Go find yourself a salty sovereign to dethrone. Fool's errand, if you ask me. Old Briney will catch you like a fish, but at least
you in the water, I'll be free to get on with my own voyage. So off you go, matey.
You know, that could actually probably be a little bit louder too. Let's turn up the master volume just a hair. Turn up the dialogue just a hair. Search for the Brine King's Reef for Nessa. Can do. Well, let's take a look at where we're at. We're just out in the middle of the reef there. Middle of the water. On a reef. I think I mentioned you're watching my Ori playthrough. It's just a little bit off topic of Path of Exile. The last movie I had watched was Aladdin, which that was probably a month or so ago, I think, maybe longer than that. I watched Yesterday today. That's right, said that correctly. The movie where the Beatles never existed. That was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I really wanted to see it in theaters, but I didn't get the chance. I love the Beatles, and the concept is just kind of neat too. Yeah, it was a good film. I highly recommend it. It wasn't as good as Bohemian Rhapsody, which was excellent. And that was a movie I saw. Actually, I watched that a few weeks ago, so I wasn't being entirely truthful when I said Aladdin was the last movie I saw. I had forgotten about Bohemian Rhapsody. Excellent movie. I highly recommend that one. But Yesterday was pretty good. Pretty good. What do we got here? Shell Cell, the Cracked. I've also been, oddly enough, watching a lot of Curb Your Enthusiasm, which I always heard was a good show, and I never got around to watching it until not too long ago. And I'm in season 6, I think, but there's like 12 or 15 seasons. It's an excellent show. If you like Seinfeld, I highly recommend that one. I think most people that wanted to see it have probably seen it at this point. But if you haven't, and you wanted to, just dive right in. Am I missing summons here? I feel like we're missing something, but... outside of that, what I've been watching lately is a lot of Stone Shard. I don't know if anybody watching this is watching Stone Shard playthroughs. That's a pretty neat game. I haven't got a chance to play it yet. I think it's still in beta or alpha, but I think it is released. I think you can purchase it. It looks like kind of a neat game. Really old school game. Been watching a lot of that, and a lot of Path of Exile stuff too, just to learn about the game. I did download a couple third-party... Oh, come on now. Hold on. Give me a chance to breathe. These undead are so rude. Oh, she's getting away. Yeah, I was just on that. But I've been enjoying Stone Shard playthroughs. Oh. Feels like the difficulty ramped up pretty high. Once we're getting close to the Brine King. Like sometimes I'm spamming skeletons way more than I need to. Yeah, I guess we always do corruption. Always do corrupted zones. Okay. That's, I don't think that's ours there. Lightning on the ground. We got a little bit of damage. Actually, no, we said we were gonna... That's strange. I thought this was gonna keep refilling, but we used it and it almost immediately went away. So, not the effect I thought it was supposed to have. To double check that. We need zombies here, it looks like. Okay. She's still alive here. Not too bad, but that was a little touch and go there. Just a little touch and go.
Too much clatter.
Oh, we want Sacrifice of Dawn, I believe. You know, it's funny. This game is one of those games I think you just wind up playing. I hate to say it. It's one of those games you just wind up playing your whole life. Or for 10 years anyway, until they release the second one. Which I think most people are pretty hyped about. Just go out in the water. Was this the Brian King's personal wreath? I guess it is. I need to get zombies up here. I don't think you can create zombies out of those. No. Find something we can... These guys. 6. And we also need our specters as well. We need one more too. Let's go one more that way. Should probably be looking for ranged specters. Did we just do a circle there? Kind of looks like we did. Might be over here too. Should be unfortunate. Could be down here. Check up here first though. Hello, Brian King? Slowed there a little bit. Standing in tar. The bad part about not knowing, being kind of new to the game is you don't, and the complexity of the game. It's not, the complexity of the game is not a bad thing by any means. I think it's the best part of the game, to be honest with you. But I could be getting some amazing stuff to drop on the ground, and I just have no idea if it's good or not. There's a bit of a learning curve associated with this game. It's not as dumb as, you know, if yellow better than blue, which is good, or this number higher than that number. Well, that kind of is actually how it is. This number higher than that number. You have to take your build into account too, right? But well, let's go look over here, I guess. I'll do this strong box real quick. I'm interested to see what the next boss is. I hope we... I don't think we're going to get to it in this episode, but we yeah. I probably shouldn't say we're running on a sale on every type of stash tab. Press M to check out the selection. Thank you for your support. I gotta make money, I guess. The stash tabs do look really cool. I'll say that. They're like just really convenient ways to stack and store items. And I think you can buy all of them for like 20 bucks, which is actually pretty cheap. The bad part about it is paying for it now, and I highly recommend if you're playing this game and you're enjoying it, to purchase it. But the new one's going to be coming out this year, so that means if you bought the stash tab 5 years ago, then you get to use it for 5 years. Where you buy it today, I get what I'm getting at. I still recommend you support him if you like the game. And I may still wind up purchasing something, though I had planned on it. We may. Oh, that drops. Sounds like something was good. Or something we can't see. The amazing thing about this game is, if you think about it, it's a free game to play. Just should say that right now. It's a free game to play, and it's, as far as I'm concerned, this is the direct competitor with the Diablo series from Blizzard, which is a pay-to-play game. And between you and me, if you've never played either one, this is a better game. Now, I know Diablo has a new game coming out this year, but so does Path of Exile. So I can't speak on those because as I haven't played either one. I know I personally won't be playing the Diablo one. In fact, I won't be. Well, I won't get into that, but yeah, I'll say this game seems like a better game than Diablo was.
So
Especially released Diablo 3. Diablo 3.
Fine example of womanhood. I simply knew you wouldn't disappoint me. Or my husband.
Yeah, we knew you were
You
treacherous,
see, His
Nessa.
Majesty could never be satiated on his wedding day by one bride alone. Thank you, my new sister.
Yeah, you're crazy.
I shall always treasure your company.
Is that the Brine King? Yeah, I guess so. Resist elemental damage, resist chaos. Okay. Can we actually do... Yeah, we can do damage to the crabs. That's good. What do these do? Increase critical chance. Oh, I see. So we can stack that. That's what we want to do, actually. We want to stack... Well, no, maybe we can't stack these. Each charge that they have. Yeah. Whoa, hello. What's going on here? And that's pretty cool right there, that effect. Yeah, so one of those charges was Critical Strike. I'll have to see what the other one in here is if we get more charges. She'll have to give us some fodder to kill so we can get charges. I don't know if we're doing damage here. Okay. And that's a really cool... I mean, the water looks amazing in this game. So what does this give? Additional physical damage reduction. Gains more damage and increased attack speed. So yeah. Each charge. So as soon as we kill these and we get a charge, yep, we popped it there. Looks like we have to take a little damage as a result of using it, but we get a nice little damage boost too, so that's actually a really good flask in my opinion. It's a shame we didn't have it when we were alive or in the hardcore mode. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Not too bad, that. Yeah, pick it. I was gonna say we'll pick it up anyway, but
Ocean's mire, and death washed clean of dark desire.
all right, Sam, what do you got?
And thus the Lord of Salt and Scales.
The Lord of Salt.
Fishes that flit amongst the ruins of Soartha. Come and jest of his divine juices while they are all washed away.
It's a bit morbid, Sin. We got a new skill over here. Cannot be stunned if you've been stunned or blocked. You stunned or blocked a stunning hit in the past 2 seconds. Yeah, I was gonna say if we get a keep, I think we still want this one. But we'll take both of those for sure. He might actually be a good guy, which is
How
strange.
did you? You're still breathing. Bloody barnacles on me eyes.
You're welcome, Mr. Roth.
You, my new friend. What a legend of the high seas to behold. I tell you what, I've already done my bit getting you here.
Let's do it.
But if you're looking to sail onto Frisia, me and
Still need to check about the audio cutoff. I think that's a common problem. It might be just working as intended. I saw somebody else asking about it and nobody responded, so it must be... That was an older thread, too. Yeah, it must just be a thing in the game. Although, I don't know, the voice acting is phenomenal. I can't see why they would not want to let the voice actors finish what they started. Oh, I guess we just go over here, and that was end of Act 6. That's cool. We did it. So I said we weren't going to do it, and I'm a big liar, so... There we go, there's that. Yeah.
hold on to your cockles, me hearty. The sea betwixt here and Frisia be the most ill-tempered there is. Here's hoping we've as much steel in your gizzard as you seem to in your heart. Cast off!
So, are we going to the forest? I mean, this looks like the forest. I'm not sure. About to find out, though. Hello, game. Hello, game. It's me, player. This doesn't look like Act 2 or 3.
What can I do now? This here broken bridge speaks to me so. A fair place to rest my old bones for a bit. And tell you what, with all this sunlight and fresh air, I can feel the calling forth of the poetic muse beneath me trousers. Been a long time since I felt this here compass pointing in it. Now, speaking of navigations and the like, a long time ago, I had me a nice collection of riches stuffed away in a lockbox. Being the stupid ass that I am, I buried the thing one eve when I was high in my cups. Can't for the death of me remember where I... Except, I knew it was near this broken bridge. The box has a silver locket in it. It holds the portrait of my late wife, Meredith. It's the last thing I have in this world to remember her by.
Alright, Roth, we'll do it. We'll do it for you.
Judging by that rather curious ship and its errant captain, I imagine you had rather an interesting voyage here. Now, Inquisitor Maligaro, we must have his soul. He has most certainly returned to his
Nah, I don't trust him.
Yet his manifestations are like wisps on the wind. There one moment, gone the next. While I am familiar with the phantasmal trails and tributaries that filigree this reality, Maligaro's exact whereabouts eludes me. You should speak with these desperates who cling to this broken bridge, that young Tempest.
Okay.
Humanity needs.
So we're looking for Inquisitor Maligaro. Essence of the Artist. Okay, so Helena's up here. Actually, no, this does look like Act 2? Yeah, it's the same map, right? There's the lake. Yeah, it's the same thing. So this is kind of what we thought was going to happen. It's Aramir from the Forest Encampment.
You seem to have a penchant for presenting yourself
A penchant.
when times are at their most perplexing.
It's a good word.
It would seem that our Almighty has forsaken us.
Good writing in this game, too.
False deities from ages past now rise and ravage, while our blessed innocence remains as silent as the stones at my feet. So much for Templar propaganda, eh?
Hey.
The relic that washed ashore and started all the chaos. It was covered in ancient vowel inscriptions. The symbols were much weathered, making them challenging to translate. Yet I did my best. The inscriptions spoke of the god Wraeclast. If this object somehow housed the spirit of that many-faced monstrosity, then I fear we are all in danger. Wraeclast was renowned for his penchant for subjugation and control. Please, I urge you to destroy this god before his strength and dominance grow insurmountable. Nip this divine threat in the bud.
I mean, everybody's just asking me to kill gods all over the place.
Turn your back for the barest moment and Wraeclast bites you in the proverbial. I imagine that's how you're feeling upon visiting us this time.
A little bit.
That's how I feel about now. I'm afraid that the Inquisitor's spirit has indeed returned to the Chamber of Sins. Yet while you won't encounter Meligaro by wandering his halls, I do perhaps know how you can find him. Whilst investigating the Fell Shrine, I learned of the existence of a map, forged by Meligaro from his own viscera. This map allowed him to transfer his spirit into another form of existence, an existential safe house to which he could retreat should death ever attempt to take him. Understanding the map's purpose, Vol tried to destroy it, to no avail. So he locked it away deep within the ruins of Frisia Cathedral. Find that map and place it upon the Reverie device in Meligaro's old laboratory. And when you step over that threshold...
Alright, we can do that.
You arrive. The Great Spirit spoke in my dreams, told me that darkness would again drown our lands. And you, Exile, would walk before the flood. But what is this? You are not alone. A shade, a memory, older even than... No, older than spirit?
Yeah, he's been following me
Fear
around.
grips my throat. I shake, but the spirit drapes a warming cloak upon my shoulder.
If you trust him, that's you. Maybe I should start trusting him. He is helping us.
Thank the gods. You're no saint, I can see that. Though, who am I to question what form divine providence comes in? I am
Good point. Well spoken, Alpha.
Reliquarian extraordinaire.
We were just contemplating that same thing.
Explorer of the unknown, lover of all things that glitter, and I need your help. The lost temple of Exile. I believe the secret of its location lies in the Val City, which until very recently was submerged and completely unreachable. But with all that's going on, the city has arisen from the depths and, well, it's still completely unreachable. It seems the only way to even get close is across the river, and the only crossing is overrun with bandits. I have a plan that could make both of us unbelievably wealthy.
Is that plan to send me in there? That's a new, that's cool. New,
Another time.
event type thing. Always like that. We're nearing the end of the episode here. Let's just, there's the stash there. Let's maybe sell items here first. Let's identify, sell, and then we'll end the episode. %, increased armor seems quite good. Not as good as 100% though. So what we're currently rocking. Nah. Actually, I don't see us using this either. Although I do like the graphic for it. Maybe when it's outlined, the reason why we picked it up is it matches the number of sockets that we currently have. No, because that one had 6 on it. Maybe as many as we have or more. Just guessing wildly.
Till
at this
next
point.
time, shall we keep, Savior?
Stash is over here. Ice Nova. Additional accuracy. How many of those do we have? Probably like 2. I got 5. Okay. You can probably buy half of an item at the end game. Probably not even that, actually. Do I get the flame golem now too? Oh no, that's right. We learned that you can only equip one golem at a time. Oh, here's another fun tip. One on a not a fun tip, but a useful tip. It could be fun too, depending on how you look at it. You can... Let's find a weapon here. So I could take this wand here, Actually, let's go with the sword because it's got four slots in it. You can hit this second thing here and equip the sword, and then take some random gems and just kind of stuff them in there. And these will actually level up as well. Which means, is this a two-hander? I think it's a two-hander, yeah. So that's actually probably not the best way to do it. Do we have a shield? Anyway, you get the idea, and we'll just roll with this for now. Just to make sure it works, and I'm pretty sure it does. So these will level even if they're in your offhand. And it's a good way to level up jewels so you can sell them for more currency later, and just kind of off-level stuff that you might not want to use right away. So like, we'll keep this in. We can't use it, but it'll be there. Actually, we might even start using it because the stone golem. We really don't need the defense anymore. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Appreciate you watching. If you liked the video, as usual, leave a like. If you like me, subscribe to the Unusual MaW for more content, and we'll see you in the next episode of Path of Exile Standard. Alright, guys, take care. See you next time.